with no symptoms. If you look between the death, in other words, if you have a chart of a seasonal flu death rate, and then you have this year, right before Corona, right before the Wuhan Kung Flu came along, there was a heavy flu season here already. But then when COVID-19 came, then you see, in other words, you had this many deaths last year from flu. And this year you have this many overall deaths with flu and corona. So all of a sudden the flu vanished. No flu.
Yeah, you don't hear a word about that.
Yeah. So, and the numbers are rigged again. Overnight they said, we added 3,000 more people on the death list because they're getting money each hospital gets a lot of money for each COVID patient. And in return, they code the wrong way and they misdiagnose things to show it as a COVID death. Meanwhile, it's not. So in other words, they're padding the numbers, they're fudging the numbers, okay? And they're doing it all for money. And now Cuomo's begging for money. You hear what he said? Oh, you can't be partisan now. Why don't you send us? Because, again, I want a forensic audit of all the finances in New York. Yeah, I want to see that there, Cuomo boy. First of all, I don't know if you know this, a few years ago, Cuomo's right-hand man, I think 2 years ago, he got a 6-year prison sentence for corruption. You know what happened? Oh, his right-hand man, bro. And meanwhile, when Cuomo ran originally, he said, I'm going to have an anti-corruption task force to go after corruption in New York. Sounds good. You know what happened? He had the anti-corruption task force, and when they came close to him, he disbanded them.
Yeah, right. Oh, the irony.
So, yeah, Tommy Stavriano says they keep it keeps freezing the feed, man. So I saw it on my phone.
No, it's not right now.
Somebody else said they cut my feed before. Unbelievable. So, these are sick in the head. So Cuomo's begging for money, begging like a crackhead with his pierced nipples. You ever seen that picture with him, his pierced nipples?
At first I thought it was fake, but then there was so many of them. There was so many of them, it had to be real. That's nuts.
So, anyway.
Got the full barbells.
Although I care more about the fact that he likes killing newborn babies and senior citizens, that bothers me more than his fake nipples. If he was a good man and did a lot of good things and he had pierced nipples, okay. So anyway, so they're begging for money. Why? Why don't you have money? You had money a few months ago to give to illegals for healthcare and college. Where's the money? Show me. If I was Mitch McConnell, he's all right, Mitch, but the way he talks, I would like him to say, Governor Cuomo, show me the money. You want money? Show me the money. Okay? So, anyway, now he puts his wife, I wonder how much she's going to make out of this one. Meanwhile, even other people over the city are like, she's not qualified to head this task force. This guy even said...
Also, why is there even a task force? Why is there a racial inequality coronavirus task force?
Yeah, the racial inequality is against whites over here.
It's a virus, for God's sake. What are they even trying to...
What is this?
I'm not even sure what the implication is, but, what are you going to do?
So...
Except pay her $200,000 to not do anything.
Yeah, well, she stole $850 million last time.
Yeah, right.
Where's the money? And now they want bailouts. Nah, man. Nah, it can't happen that way. So... Anyway, so what's next on the screen over there, man? Oh, did you see this the other day? Oh, I love President Trump. Did you see him give the finger, the New York salute to the fake news the other day? Oh, I love this. Look at this. Look at this. Folks, I don't know if you all saw this.
Not subtle.
Yo, how funny. Look at it again. This is one of the funny. I saw this. I was rolling. I just popped up on my feet. I'm like, what?
Not bad.
New York salute to the fake news. God bless President Trump. I just hope he could do what he's got to do. So, by the way, you want to laugh too? I just saw the one with the horses over there. Show this too. You guys are going to find this hilarious. Drop me a comment. Let me say hi. Nancy Black, what's up? Keith DeSoto, what's going on? Steve Sataros Tiegene, Steve, what's going on? Who else we got over here?
Out of the
Debbie
gate, it's
Shabbat, what's going on?
coronavirus, followed closely behind by Wuhan-style lockdown. On the outside, it's global pandemic working hard against Flatten the Curve. Social distancing got off to a slow start, but he's now neck and neck with Flatten the Curve. On the inside, it's just a little flu, followed by Trust the Experts. As they pass the quarter poll, 18 months vaccine is working hard to get past Plaquenil. Dr. Fauci is 3 ranks back of the leaders. Stimulus plan is trying to squeeze by PPE as they enter the backstretch, but out on the outside, here comes economic shutdown. Open by Easter, gets bumped a little bit by Dr. Fauci. Flatten the Curve and economic shutdown are battling it out as they head past the half-mile pole. Distance learning stumbled out of the gate, and it looks like he won't be able to get back into it. Not his day today, folks. They are moving at a brisk pace and all clustered together except for my bank account, which is way back of the pack. He might be injured. They might have to pull him up. Toilet paper is nowhere to be seen. He's lost in the pack. As they head into the far turn, it's social distancing still in the lead, but Daily Briefing is lurking 1.5 lengths back. It's a tremendous race, folks. I've never seen anything like it. And now, Cure Worse Than the Disease is starting to make his move. As they enter the top of the stretch, cabin fever is charging hard, but social distancing is holding him off. Economic shutdown is still looking strong, and he's nose to nose with Cure Worse Than the Disease. And on the inside, here comes Dr. Fauci, and down the stretch they come. It's social distancing and economic shutdown now neck and neck. I don't believe it. Dr. Fauci is trying to keep pace, and with 1 furlong to go, it's economic shutdown, social distancing, and Dr. Fauci. And as they come to the wire, it's... oh my God, it's no one fucking knows by a head. Oh, an incredible race, folks. 11-7.
That's great, isn't it? That's funny. I just found out the other day. It's pretty funny. By the way, hello, Nancy Black. Nancy Black writes, dude, you rock. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Everyone else, drop a comment. Tell me if the feed's coming through. Also, you got to see this video. This thing had me rolling the other. This is one of the funniest videos I think I've ever seen. So if you want, play that, Adam.
Yeah,
I don't even know who this is. If someone knows who this is, let me know. It's hilarious.
The rules right now, they're very clear. So let's take a minute and let's go over them again. First, you must not leave the house for any reason. Unless, of course, you have a reason, and then you may leave the house. All stores are closed except those that are open. And all stores must close unless, of course, they need to stay open. This virus is deadly, but don't be afraid of it. It can only kill people who are vulnerable and also those who are not vulnerable. We should stay locked down until the virus stops infecting people. And it will only stop infecting people if enough of us get infected that we build immunity. So it is very important that we get infected and also do not get infected. You should not go to the doctor's office or the hospital unless you have to go there. Unless, of course, you are too sick to go there. This virus has no effect on children except for those children in which it affects. The virus remains active on different surfaces for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours, but in most cases it's days and not hours, and it needs a damp environment or a cold environment that is warm and dry in the air, unless the air is plastic. Schools are closed, so you need to homeschool your children unless you can send them to school because you are not home. If you are at home, you can school your children using various portals and online classrooms unless you have poor internet, more than one child, only one computer, or you are working from home. Baking cakes can be considered math, science, or art. If you are home educating, you can include household chores within their education curriculum. And if you are home educating, you may start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. every day. If you are not home educating children, you may also start drinking at approximately 10 a.m. Masks are useless at protecting you against the virus, but you still need to wear one because it can save lives. And in some cases, it may even be mandatory, but also maybe not. You must not go to work, but you can get another job, at which point you may go to work. Stay home. I don't know how many more celebrities we need to have tell you how important it is to go outside and take care of your mental health. There is no shortage of groceries in the supermarket. There are simply many things missing. You don't need to go buy a bunch of toilet paper, but you should buy some in case you need it. If you are sick, you may go out once you are better, but those in your household, they cannot go out once you are better unless, of course, they need to go out. Animals are not.
That was funny. She's great. I don't even know who that is. I just saw it on my timeline. That was awesome. Somebody saying that it keeps freezing the feed. Are you all seeing that? Is the feed freezing?
Usually, if it's a few people saying it, it's us. If it's one person, it could be theirs.
One person said it. That's another thing. During this, so many things have been exposed. Look at the worst governors are the Democrats by far, and the best governors have been most of the Republicans. Somebody just mentioned, obviously from Florida, about DeSantis. You remember when DeSantis didn't want to close the beaches? Everybody's on spring break, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was saying Florida's going to get hit like Italy because they have a lot of elderly there. And,
They were posting it, yeah.
Guess what? Florida barely got hit because of the heat, because of sunlight. A lot of people are saying that's why a lot of this stuff, man, these experts stay home. Excuse me. Sunlight, all right. I agree. Social distance, stay further away from people. Don't be on top of each other without masks. I agree with it. Okay. But like to not go out, and take a walk with the sunlight hitting you and all this, you notice where it's been hotter, the more hot states, there's been a lot less of a problem. Don't you think that has something to do with it? Okay. So DeSantis did a great thing, and he's reopening up stuff soon. And he didn't get hit. Again, in New York, folks, the majority, what is it, like 40% still between New York and New Jersey combined? They're run by leftists. The numbers are padded. Again, they mark down everything. Somebody, gets hit by a car. Oh, they died of COVID. COVID was the car. Put it to that way. Okay? So
the driver once drank a Corona, so.
So they're coding the wrong way. They're misdiagnosing these things the wrong way for money. It's all about money, and also to hurt President Trump and say, oh, look how many people. Meanwhile, it's not his fault, a worldwide pandemic, a bio attack that was released from China, trying to cover it up. President Trump's going after the World Health Organization who covered it up. China. Meanwhile, this is wartime. This is my thing. Any politician who's going against President Trump and trying to sabotage him, even the media, they should be arrested and tried for treason for that. Okay? This is all China's fault, and they're trying to turn it around on President Trump. Are you kidding me right now? And I would love to know if the Democrats were involved in this here, because, I'll bet you they were. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this right here. Please put this video. Adam, please put this video. You got to hear Bill Gates with this other dirtbag. What's his name? Stephen Colbert. Ugh, that guy always sucked. I never liked him. You got to hear. You got to see this interview, folks. Seriously.
Wait.
Oh, that was the end.
I was like, wait, what?
Well, Bill,
Okay.
since you tried to warn us about this pandemic, and we didn't listen.
Watch this carefully,
What's the
folks.
next thing you're warning us about that's going to happen 5 years from now that we're not listening to at the present?
Well, I didn't want to be right.
Well, I didn't want to be right.
What I wanted to do was
I understand. I'm not
drive
saying
the
you won.
investments.
Everybody loses. Nobody wins with this, and I'm not saying that you're. This is not an end zone dance. I'm just saying.
End zone dance. I'm just saying.
What else are we not listening to that we need to take action on now?
Well, the idea of a bioterrorist attack is kind of the nightmare scenario, because they're a
Look at
pathogen
Colbert
with a
laughing.
high
Look,
death
look,
rate
look.
would be taken.
A pathogen with a high death rate would be taken.
Now, the good news is, I'm not
Okay.
trying to depress you, it's tough enough
Too late.
right now,
Too
that
late.
most of the work
Please share this,
we're going
folks.
to
Like
do
this, share this,
to be
please.
ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1. Most of the work we'll do to be ready for that are also the things we need to do to minimize the threat of bioterrorism.
You saw that, okay? And now you're reading that on the screen, right? Okay. So that shows you a lot. Oh, by the way, wasn't Bill Gates involved with Epstein, Lolita Express, and the island? Oh, yeah. Okay? So, yeah, we know about that. Now, did you all see this dirtbag, to get on Cuomo again? This is why. You know, he's probably thinking to himself, he was going to run for president. Everybody, there's so much dirt on him. He killed senior citizens. Done. He's done. Anyway, look at this video over here. Did you hear last week when someone in the media, notice how of him in the media? Meanwhile, when they talk to President Trump, they're so disrespectful to him. Meanwhile, this dirty animal over here, Cuomo, filthy creature, Fredo Sr. over here. You know, the dirtbag brother Fredo. Dirtbags. Did you notice over here? Did you see that when they asked him? Check out this interaction, folks.
What if the economy failing
worse than death
equals death?
Very few,
because of mental illness, the people stuck at home.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't equal death. Economic hardship, yes, very bad.
Yeah, you ever starved to death?
Emotional stress from being locked in a house, very bad, not death.
Yeah, you could die from that asshole.
Domestic violence on the increase.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Not death.
Oh, really?
And
domestic violence? Nobody ever got
of
killed?
someone else. See, that's what we have to factor into this equation. Yeah, it's your life. Do whatever you want. But you're now responsible for my life. You have a responsibility to me.
Listen to this
It's
crap.
not just about you. You have a responsibility to me, right? We started here saying it's not about me, it's about we. Get your head around the we concept.
You ever gone
So it's
without a
not all
paycheck?
about you.
Spoiled
It's
brat.
about me too. It's about we. Also, I get the economic hardship.
No, you don't get
Everybody gets it. Everybody feels
Everybody,
it.
this guy's
Federal
worth
government
millions.
is sending out a check for individuals, $600, an additional $1,200. We are moving heaven and earth to get the unemployment payments going.
Yeah, but you're not a lot of people I know
we
don't
get
get
the
unemployment.
economic anxiety. The question is, how do you respond to it? And do you respond to it in a way that jeopardizes public health and possibly causes more people to die? And think about it as if it was your family that might get infected, right?
Oh, like those
And
seniors
that's
you
what we're
killed in
talking
the
about. When you
senior
think about
home?
it as your family,
The ones you sent in there infected people?
you have a different
It's-
perspective.
it's
I'll tell
ironic
you the
now,
truth.
right?
It's not an abstract argument. Well, they say, he says, she says, he says, she says. I know that's how it works. Well, the protesters say this, governor says this, protesters say this, governor says this. Okay,
guy's
think
a
about it
jackass.
as your family might be in the mix. Because when I see 484 New Yorkers die, I feel that it's like people in my family.
This guy's so full of crap.
Nothing
Hold on,
comes
how long is this man
before
saying about?
the public health risk of somebody else's
Adam, how long
life.
is this?
And that's where we are.
About another 2 minutes.
But they're also saying, if you can't afford to pay me unemployment or your
about a minute.
system
You
is
will
not
be
set
paid.
up,
You will be paid
but
unemployment
they can't
from the
wait
day.
for they can't wait for the money.
Exactly.
They're out of money.
Yeah, we're talking about a couple of days lag on the unemployment insurance,
Couple
and
of
they
days,
will
couple
get
weeks, you
the
punk.
check from the date of unemployment. Does not cost them an extra penny. Now, they can say unemployment insurance isn't enough. I get it. Even with the $600 check and the $1,200 check and the unemployment insurance benefit is not enough. I understand the economic hardship. We all feel it. The question is, what do you do about it? And do you put public health at risk? And do you drive up the number of deaths for it?
Oh, you're driving them
Because
up,
you
all right.
have no idea how to reopen now.
They're saying that, is there a fundamental right to work if the government can't get me the money when I need it?
Watch this part.
Is there a
Yeah, you want to go,
fundamental
by the way,
right
you want to go
Look
to
at
work?
this asshole.
Go take a job as an essential worker. Do it tomorrow. Right? You're working.
I am.
You're an essential worker. So go take a
Reporter?
job as an essential
Well,
worker.
is she feeding anybody?
People aren't hiring because of the
No, there are people
pandemic.
hiring. You can get a job as an essential worker. So now you can go to work and you can be an essential worker and you're not going to kill anyone.
Could you just go back to that last part again?
Where?
This is where he's like, get a job tomorrow. Look at the way he looks and
Do it
says,
tomorrow.
right here, yeah.
Do it tomorrow. By the way,
right
you want to
to
go to work?
So
Go
easy,
take
huh?
a job as an essential worker. Do it tomorrow.
So you know what, Enum? You know what? Do it tomorrow, he said. I want to be a cop tomorrow. You think they'll let me just become a cop tomorrow? Give me a gun and a badge?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a
That's an
one-round
essential
interview.
worker, isn't it?
One-round interview process, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
what? I want to be a brain surgeon.
Right.
That's an essential worker, right? I'm going to be a brain surgeon. This guy, first of all, he grew up with not a silver spoon, a gold spoon in his mouth because his
really?
daddy was a freaking dirtbag that robbed our state blind. Yeah, what's up there, dirtbag? And his granddaddy, his mommy's daddy, was a freaking thug. This guy grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Never had to worry about eating in his life, food, paycheck, nothing. Got tons of money, and he's saying, man, go find another job you don't like it. So he wants people to starve to death. That's why, it's funny to see these people with a paycheck criticizing people that aren't getting a paycheck for wanting to get a paycheck to feed themselves and their families so they don't starve to death. And then you got people like Nancy Pelosi and all these, movie actors. Stay home, bro. Meanwhile, she's got 50,000, I think. What did someone say? I think each freezer was worth 24,000 that she had in that video, and there was two of them, so it was like 48 grand.
No big deal. Just like down payment on a big house.
Freaking,
no big deal.
you could buy a nice car with that. Or that's a nice down payment on a house somewhere. Not in New York, but in other states, In other states for 100 grand, 150, you get a decent house. So, and she's like eating a $12 freaking, that shows you what's really going on, folks, with these people. Like, you see the way he was with that? Yeah, get another job. Yeah, go get me. Said, really? It's that easy? And folks, again, this is what point I was getting at. They're sabotaging also the deep state plans because they're all over in the medical field, everywhere. President Trump just said, I want money to get to the people. That's all he wants. Then they had to put in, the Democrats, $350 million for refugee resettlement programs. Really? And for the Kennedy Arts Center. That was necessary now. And you got to give money for this. You got to give money for that.
It's all pork.
Meanwhile, all President Trump said, I want the people to get money. And they sabotaged that too. Okay? You heard Cuomo. Well, the unemployment checks have been a couple of days. I know people haven't gotten them in a couple of weeks because they're backed up. They totally rigged the system again, trying to make Trump look bad. That's all of President Trump. That's all it is. All he wanted to do was get money. And it also shows how inept and incompetent these Democrats are. They can't even get money into the people's hands in New York. But meanwhile, he wants to keep stores closed down. Right? You punk. He never had to worry about money. None of these people. That's all. If anybody, God bless all those patriots who are protesting for their rights. Okay? And the people criticizing them, screw you. Are you going to support them? That's what you're going to tell someone. If somebody criticizes the people that just want to get back to life, you know what? Anybody out there, you want to send me a check every month and support me? Right here. Right here. No problem. I'll chill the rest of my life. Give me money. That's what you want? All the people criticizing got paychecks coming in, whether government or or private companies. They're getting their money. They're good. They have their houses. Some are really wealthy, like Cuomo. And, all these DiTerdio, his wife stole $850 million, so he's got to have money. So it's easy for them to say. Meanwhile, people got to feed their families, man. And what? Now all the new study came out, the antibody studies saying so many more people were affected. This has a little bit higher death rate than the freaking severe flu. Like, what are you talking about? And you have I don't care what anyone says. Treatments are beyond proven now. So you have that. Also, what about a few days ago, Adam? You heard about that whole thing where President Trump said about disinfectants?
I heard a lot about people making memes about it after acting like he said to drink bleach or
drink
something.
Clorox.
I don't know about that, though.
They have UV light therapies. UV light therapy 100 years ago came out. Very successful. But then with the use of antibiotics, it's less used. And it won the Nobel Peace Prize. And that's what President Trump, there's medical antibiotics, pharmaceutical, disinfectants. Even some idiot commented when I posted it today, well, he said this and gave his quote. I said, where does he say to ingest household cleaners?
Yeah, disinfectant could also be known as an antibiotic.
Yeah, come on,
that's a disinfectant.
Man. Come on.
It's crazy
Meanwhile,
though, man. I don't
they're
know.
saying UV therapies are another thing that probably work. I saw there was a doctor. You know, there's so many things to remember. Either he was on Laura Ingraham or Shannon Bream, but legitimate doctor was talking about installing UV lights like in entranceways to places, and the ones that would do the trick combined would be like $300 something, where everybody walked in, got zapped with these UV rays, and it's safe, and it kills a virus on and there's a real doctor saying it.
Well, they use that in like water coolers, like in the office. They like if you have a big office and you have a big water cooler that a lot of people need to drink from, it'll be UV sterilized.
They have UV
You know what I mean?
sterilization for
Right,
the phones,
inside,
the cases.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. People are swearing that it even works if you have it up there and it kind of hits you. Think about it. In the hotter places, there's less of an infection by far with this. Less viruses, obviously. So, obviously, but again, it's something in a study. They made it seem, he said, like, drink Clorox, bro. These people are idiots, man. Yo, seriously, that's why they're the enemy of the people. I'm telling you, they've been exposed hard. Let me tell you, COVID exposed a lot. And now they're saying, and another thing I wasn't crazy about, is people listening to people from Johns Hopkins. They're involved with Bill and all this stuff. So now they're saying they might even be using them because their models were off. They were wrong about everything. So this is absolutely absurd. And now again, the Democrats, even if they weren't involved with the Chinese to release this germ warfare right here, bio attack, which I think the Democrats are, they're trying to take advantage and destroy our country. In other words, Cuomo, he's begging for money like a crackhead. Yo, give me $1, boy. Yo, give me $1. Begging like a crackhead. And he wants to wreck businesses because him and his cronies want to put that aid money in their pockets. Yeah, what's up? I'm telling you, that should all be investigated. Where's the money gone? Why are the blue states having all these problems? Now, on the contrary, could you please put the video? The best governor in all of this, Kristi Noem, South Dakota. You know what? I saw her like a few weeks ago. I didn't even know about her. Yo, this is a woman right here. Yo, her and Laura Ingraham are the women of women during all this. They're amazing. You know, it's the yin and the yang. You have Whitmer in Michigan, who's the worst out of anybody. And then you have Kristi Noem, the governor of South. I'll be honest, folks, eventually I might have to leave New York if things aren't cleaned up here because this is ridiculous. Look, I mean, come on. They actually killed senior citizens on purpose. So I'm South Dakota. I'm going to go there. I'll even work for Kristi Noem's staff. And I'm going to warn people, don't ever let the Democrats come here. But look at the actual first responders had a parade and a salute to her. She never locked down the state, and they're doing great. Look at this. She's a woman. I love this woman. She's beautiful, too. Notice how our girls are a lot prettier than theirs.
It's a parade for you. Wave to them.
First responder actually honored their governor for the way she handled everything. There you go. I love this lady. God bless her forever. That was like a nice town. I wouldn't mind moving there eventually.
Mom, there's a...
She's been a great governor during all this. God bless you, Governor Noem. She's awesome. I might be moving there one day. Take a New York refugee. So, she's awesome. Again, you have the yin and the yang. She's probably either the best governor or one of them. I think she's probably handled this the best. She never closed anything down, and they're fine. And also in the red states, they're being honest about the death toll, unlike the blue states. Oh, exactly. There's another thing right there. Now, folks, you're going to see this guy, sleepy, creepy, say it ain't so, quid pro quo Joe Biden. This is the guy, man. This guy is such a puppet. Every special interest You have the puppet strings. Every special interest has a puppet string on this guy. This guy's barely afloat. Listen to what he said right now. Although I'll tell you, he had a point. I'll tell you why after you laugh. Listen to this. This is who they want president. Hey. If the elections are fair, he's going to get like 5 votes.
Have economic intercourse around the world and not be able to do have economic intercourse around the world and not be able to do have economic intercourse around the world and not be able to do have economic intercourse around the world and not be able to do have economic intercourse around the world and not be able to.
He was saying about if we only recover here in the United States and the world doesn't, it's going to be economic intercourse. What? Although I will say, he might have had a Freudian slip right there, and his handlers probably got mad because people are getting screwed economically all over the world. So it is kind of economic intercourse, right? Somebody wrote, what do you say, economic intercourse? I was like, well, you know what? He might have a point because people are getting screwed, except the people, the crooks and the crooked people are making tons of money on this. The people that shouldn't be making the money, people already have money and making tons of money on this. But the regular people, they're getting screwed by this pandemic. Yeah, we know. Check this one. I found this funny too. Although I don't have Alexa, I never will because I don't trust that, folks. I don't know about that. I think he has everything in there. I ain't putting that in my house. But anyway, somebody had this Alexa, but you could program it to say what you want anyway. But anyway, I think this is funny. Check this out.
Are too smart for this.
Alexa, how long will the coronavirus last?
The virus itself may last only 2 more weeks or so, but the faction known as the Democrat Party will continue to make it last psychologically for at least 6 more months. Their motivation is to thoroughly ruin the economy and blame our great President Trump for it. They are trying to stop his inevitable re-election by any surreptitious means possible. It is well known that people who do not suffer from TDS are too smart for this hoax and will not allow it to go beyond 4 more weeks. The lazy Americans with TDS will continue to milk the government for more money and time off from work, confusing it with being their sugar daddy. We can agree that not longer than 4 to 6 weeks and America will be back online.
That was great. Doesn't that say it all? Didn't that say it all? That's a good summary of what's going on, isn't it? All right. So what do we have left over there in the in the bunch of stuff over there?
Well, we got ranchers and fighter jets.
All right. Well, you also heard. You know what was nice? The Navy Blue Angels and the Air Force Thunderbirds. They flew like almost right over my building yesterday. Oh, that was awesome. Now I knew about that. I was home. I saw the flight pattern, but I was like, you know what? I had to do something, and I wasn't going to get where I wanted to go, so I was in my apartment, actually. And they came a little earlier by my house than I thought, so I didn't have my phone out, but Adam at least was on his roof, and he videoed them. It took a couple of pictures, but I saw them from my bedroom window because you heard them coming beforehand. I heard the sound. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're coming. I knew where to look. So, they literally, like, flew almost over my building low. I saw everything, man. That was awesome. Ooh.
Yeah, I was lucky, man. Someone warned me about it. I got out there, caught the earlier flyby going toward Long Island, and then the one that came right over your building was, like, maybe a few hundred yards away from mine. It was so sweet. That was exciting.
That's awesome.
It was fun. I mean, I haven't seen fighter jets in many years, so it's really cool.
You know what?
It's
really
nice.
Used to see a lot in Greece every summer because there was a military base near where my house is in Greece.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Greek military for years has been buying F-16s. So those were, but the Greek Air Force is very good. Those are great trained pilots. They train with the Israelis, too. Figures. So in my area in the Gulf of Corinth, they used to do exercise with the fighter jets. So I'd be on the Greek beach, chilling, drinking a frap, a nice cold beer, smoking my cigarette on the beach, and I would see fighter jets coming by once in a blue. I used to love that. So anyway, yeah, show them the footage you got there, Enum. Thank you, Blue Angels, and thank you, Thunderbirds, for coming by my house. I love it.
Here's the first one. This one's not too close. The other one's a little closer.
Oh, man, here, what the freezing again?
I don't know why. I preloaded it.
What a sound they made, too. There's so many of them at once.
Yeah.
I had never heard that many at once.
Not fast enough for the boom, but
I seen
so
like
loud.
two in Greece, like two together, but not like this.
Yeah, and the noise keeps going for a while afterward, too. It was really crazy.
Yep.
And then we had a second one here.
That was awesome.
We had a second
This is the one that was by my house.
Yes, this one I took.
I'm telling you, folks, they flew like almost right over my. I saw them low. Oh man, that was
Here they
beautiful.
come in here.
Too bad I couldn't film it because I have a screen on my window, and look at this.
It was so fun.
See, like right around there right now, they're flying over my house.
Yep.
So I'm right outside my window. That was awesome.
And then I was able to get
Blue
these
Angels
pictures
outside
here.
my bedroom window. That's freaking awesome.
These pictures here too. Some of these ones I poked.
Yep,
pretty good zoom
that's a
coming in.
nice shot.
These came in with I have a really good zoom on my camera, so these
But
came in
when you were
pretty well.
filming, you couldn't have zoomed that good?
No, the camera, I have a steady cam. I can zoom in on the 4K shot a little bit just with digital, but it's just a handy
Because
cam.
that would have
It's
been
like a
nice
steady
at
cam.
that to
It
film
would've,
that.
yeah.
But
I could have
that's a great picture though.
If I didn't want to take photos, I could have done the video with the super zoom, and that probably would have been smart. But I wanted to get these pictures for everybody. But check these out, folks. These came out pretty nice. That's the Thunderbirds, Air Force, and there are the Blue Angels. I've seen them before, like at air shows, but I've never seen the Thunderbirds.
Where'd you see them?
Oh, like upstate when I was a kid.
They go to Long Island too sometimes.
To do the air shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I never been to an air show, man. I really want to go. It's something I want to do for sure.
And then there was this one as well too.
But
here,
I seen it
where there's,
outside my window.
Oh
like
yeah,
right near my
yeah.
building.
That's your own air show right there.
Yeah,
probably, right?
although I like to see a prolonged. It was kind of quick.
This was a good one too. From my roof going toward the Empire State Building when they flew by earlier. This was when they came down before they went over Astoria.
Then they went to Long Island, kind of. And did the
Yes.
loop,
Yeah. This was before all that, so I got one or two good shots
Yeah,
with the
they
Empire
came
State
down
Building
like
there.
what is it? The Hudson. They came that way down to
Yep.
New York, then to that way. Then they circled and
They did a good coverage. Like they really hit a
40
lot.
40 minutes. It was about 40 minutes.
That was underneath.
That's
from,
crazy. They
yeah.
did all that in 40 minutes. It'd be wild.
They did it last. They came by early on both the passes that
Yeah,
they did
you
on Story
know what?
were early.
Even by
both
my
of
house,
them.
man, it was a little earlier than I thought
I'm
too.
glad
That's
I
why
made
I
it
didn't
out
have the
there.
phone ready. Yeah.
If I was my usual self, I would not have made it out there early like that. But this one, another one, right from below. With
What an amazing
with them.
display! That's
really great.
And
Time.
I'm screaming out my window when they did it. USA. It's funny because where I live, we have workers, that take care of the property. And I don't know if a lot of them knew that what was happening. So I'm looking out my window. I expected it. I see them. I was like, wow, man. And I was like, USA. And the workers were looking like, yo, what's going on? A lot of them are Dominican immigrants. So they ran out, but they were happy. They were looking like, wow, man. Like, a lot of them probably got maybe shook a little bit because they're like, oh, what are all these fighter planes doing flying over? Like, if you didn't know.
Yeah, if you didn't get the memo.
Like, yo, if you didn't know, could you imagine you seeing like all
They're
those
like, oh
fighter
shit,
planes?
they're scrambling it. They're scrambling.
Yeah, something's going on. We're going to war with China.
Oh, dude, that would be. I mean, I didn't know it was going to happen. Except my friend knows I like to do photos and videos, so she called me to let me know to get up there and do it. But if she didn't tell me, I would have heard some massive.
See, I had seen it the
go
day.
by. You know
I had
what
seen
I mean?
it the day before somewhere. I can't remember where that it was happening. President Trump actually tweeted out about it early in the day. But as I was going to try to get somewhere, where I wanted to go? We used to film the videos down by LIC by Costco. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that was probably right over your head.
Oh, I should have thought to go there. I didn't even. I didn't even think of it though.
Known, we should have met up and went there. Even done a live from there, man.
Ooh,
with all
that
this
would have been
crap,
some stuff.
with all this crap going on, man. With all this other stuff, man. Unbelievable, man. My mind wasn't. Seriously, imagine would have done a nice live, and I'm telling you, it was like right by my window, man. You would have been out there, by LIC, Adam.
It was loud near me,
but
so
dude, that would
I
have
came.
been right.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been beautiful.
And they were low information. That
and
was,
maybe
it was cool.
from LIC, you think, Adam, we might have been able to see the whole route. You think? Would we have seen them on the Hudson side and then going down that way?
Not that low. I think the only reason I saw them come down the Hudson side was that I was on my roof. That's the picture I just showed you before when I was at
because you have
Empire
the
State
buildings
Building.
on the side, so
yeah.
it might not,
We probably could have seen
on
them.
the way down, it went right over
Costco. Yes. That was like over the strip, too. Same spot
my house
there,
is
yeah.
near there. Yeah. So that was great. So anyway, folks,
that would have been some stuff.
Please share this, drop me a comment. I know Cindy Tikani, Cindy Kala. Cindy said hello. Delia Carocheto, I think I said hi to her before. Debbie Shabin, Nancy Black. She gets another hello. She said I rock, so that's a good thing.
Hi to Cliff. Hi to
John Ailes. I don't know if you're still there, John. Hey, Boris is better. You know what? They're saying, remember Boris Johnson was in intensive care? Why don't they say what treatment they used on him? I guarantee you all these prominent people, they're using the HCQ treatment. They're not even talking about it. because it's too cheap and too effective. And Big Pharma don't like that. Yeah, we know. But everyone's being exposed. Whoever has discredited the HCQ treatment right now, first of all, if they're doctors, they should be fired. Whoever discredited, whoever's saying don't use this, these experts, they should be discredited from everything. And, and these governors who banned it in the beginning, they should be arrested because they caused unnecessary deaths. The media who's discrediting it, they should be held accountable for it. They try to accuse President Trump of everything they're guilty of in the media. Okay? They should be held liable for this. So, and you also heard there's something with our check this out with this rancher, and they're talking about now our meat supply, because you have packing plants like Tyson. That's rigged too. Tyson's involved with the left, because you could have people who are sanitary and there, and have them working on the meat. Anyway, President Trump put in the Defense Production Act so that these the meat packing plants and all that, they have to stay open. Meanwhile, there was ranchers and stuff saying they had to they were going to threaten, they had to kill their cattle because they couldn't process the meat. Because all these years before President Trump, obviously, the swamp worked with the big companies to wreck the small farmers so they wouldn't be able to do any of this. And then you had the big farms and the packing plants. So it's like a whole clusterfuck. So anyway, check this out from this rancher he's talking about.
Hey everybody, this is Shad Sullivan coming to you from the headwaters of Bitter Creek, Archer County, North Texas. We have to talk. State officials will be assisting to help identify potential alternative markets if a producer is unable to move animals, and if necessary, advise and assist on depopulation and disposal methods. Ladies and gentlemen, we are plowing under vegetable crops from coast to coast. We are euthanizing millions of chickens.
Yo, what is this?
We are aborting sows and burying feeder pigs. We are dumping milk by the hundreds of thousands of gallons.
What is this?
And now they are preparing us to depopulate the fat cattle ready to harvest because of a bottleneck created by the effects of COVID. This thing hasn't been created by COVID, but the effects of COVID and the logistics therein. We are in trouble. Our food supply is in trouble, and I am appealing to producers and consumers across the nation to start calling. Yesterday, the first shipment of imported beef from the country of Namibia hit the shores of the United States of America. And yet this morning, they are telling us to prepare to euthanize harvest-ready cattle. Am I the only one that sees a problem in this?
No, you're not.
That's up there.
Now, if folks, please share this.
That needs to be spread around. That really does.
All right. So
I saw them dumping milk out the same way. They're being told to plow their vegetables right back into the ground.
What is this?
It's weird. A lot of farmers are talking about it too. He's not the only one.
You know what the thing is? Now here's part of the scam. He says meat from Namibia, because somebody here in the swamp is making money from that in their pocket.
Right. They got the investment over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're sending in. So in other words, the meat processing plants have been sabotaged here, so our farmers can't process that. And also, they were saying about the eggs and milk, because the packaging is different. They have less packaging that needs for retail, but they have all the packaging from wholesale because the restaurants, the hotels, and them are not using it. So there's a logistics problem with the packaging, right? So now you get a logistics problem with our actual meat packing and packaging, processing. What is this? So then they want to crush. Saw that guy talking, the rancher right there. He's a private guy, honest American, great American who works hard to feed us. But the special interests aren't making money off him. So they want to sabotage the smaller farmers, ranchers, whatever, So then these people could bring in their goods that they have a vested interest. That's criminal. Come on. So I hope President Trump hears about this, does something about this, Department of Agriculture, somebody. Or the Department of Agriculture, but I think it's been revamped a little under President Trump, but still. This has to be dealt with and be taken care of. So, unbelievable what's going on with these people. I mean, it's one thing after another. They're trying to sabotage our whole country. This is war, and these people, President Trump should use the Insurrection Act against all these people. That's it. I'm telling you. You know, they're releasing criminals and blah, blah, blah. You know, no, there's a lot of things going on that should be going on here. Okay? So, I hope President Trump institutes, again, the Insurrection Act, because the Democrats have become lawless. And don't forget, that's not being a dictator. That's being a patriot. That's being a great president. What the left is trying to do, and a special interest, is hijack our country. That's a coup, and that's illegal. Okay, and you see these Democrat governors, some of them very, very tyrannical. Okay, you know, you can't plant seeds, you can't do this, you can't, no. Okay, well, you can't go out in the sun, really? So, if President Trump holds them accountable for what they've done, that's not being a dictator, that's being a patriot president and doing what he's been sworn to do, protect the people of the USA. He is sworn to protect Americans. And these leftists, they're the enemy. Same thing. I look at the left, the same thing with the CCP in China. They work for the same people, they're buddies. So all this has to stop. So anyway, folks, I'm glad you all tuned in. What time is it now? And what does it say over there?
Yeah, we got about 5 after 10.
All right. So, if I was you, I tune into Laura Ingraham after this, although she's probably in the middle of her monologue now. Her monologues have been, if you look at her monologues, red pills. She's awesome. Her whole show's a red pill. I love Laura. God bless her. So if I was all you, I'd tune in and see what she has to say. I'm going to see the repeat later on. You know what I mean? So thank you all so much for tuning in. Stay healthy. Stay well. God bless all of you. Again, look out for my posts on Facebook, on Twitter, Uncle Tony RP. And, next Wednesday, I'll see all of you again. I might do a pop-up video. You never know, something comes up. I could always do a surprise live, go live. So, God bless all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us, folks. See you next week.